and welcome back to another review. This time it is of the Transformers Legacy Evolution Armada Universe Megatron. I picked this guy up at one of my local Targets. He was the only one they had on the shelves. The other three were, sadly, Blitzwings. Because apparently Blitzwing sold so well, despite being the most numerous leader class on the shelf in my area, that it warranted a re-release. I'm gonna worry about that. We're gonna talk about this guy, and he's pretty fun. As you can see, he is quite a large tank in vehicle mode, very reminiscent of his Armada on-screen model, which you can't be too close to because the animation errors in that are almost as bad as the ones in G1. But he does look good. You do get rotation in the tank, in the barrel, but it only goes 90 degrees one way and then about 135 the other way, so you don't get 100% rotation, and you do get quite the good amount of barrel lift. So you can get him in some good shooting poses. One other thing that he does have is this set of cannons does pop up, but that is more for the robot. It also spins. Get that. Fold it back down and click it in. There we go. Okay. As far as size comparisons go, he is quite the large leader in vehicle mode. He does one of those things like, let's see. There's one figure I'm thinking of right now that is like ridiculously large in its alt mode, but it's only like a Voyager as far as the robot mode goes. I can't think of it right now, but I'm sure someone knows what I'm thinking of. Anyway, so yeah, he does have a lot of very nice paint going on throughout the figure. Lots and lots of 5mm ports running along the top and sides. And I don't remember if it is, but this should be Blast Effect compatible. This does pop off for the Evo Fusion gimmick, whatever that means. And by the way, on my last video, I get it. I'm a soft speaker. I'm sorry, okay? I am changing up the angle though, because one commenter did say the angle was cutting a lot of the stuff off, so I am trying a different one for that. But yeah, anyway, let's get down to the transformation. I don't have anything up here that I can quickly show for a size comparison. Down to transformation. First thing you want to do is come down to the bottom. These two green panels here, you want to kind of pull them up a little bit and then pull out to the side. Well, you don't want to pull out, you want to push the top part of the treads out. So you want to pull this bit like that. There we go. That's a correct wording for it. You do that on both sides. Then you just extend, and those will ratchet into place. And then you can go ahead and close these panels up. Now what you want to do is take the tank cannon and pull it to where it is sitting at a 90-degree angle, like so. And that will give you enough room to rotate the waist 180. And then you can bring that tank barrel back down, and then just flip out the toes and the heels. And you pretty much have the lower body done. All right. And then for the upper body, what you want to do is take this whole assembly here, and you want to put your thumb right here and fold this whole thing down to where it's sitting like that, and then take just the tread part and fold it up to where it sits back into the up position. Then you want to take this little black piece here and fold it out. And let's see, sometimes it likes to fight me, but we'll see how well this works. You want to pull the arm. Let's see, I'm trying to keep it in. There we go. You want to get in there and pull the arm itself out and then pull it down, close that panel back up. And then the wrists have this little 5mm port that you could just push to rotate the hand out. And that is how you do one arm. And because I am lazy, we will be cutting after I've transformed the next arm. Okay, sorry about that. My phone died. So once you have the arms folded down, you only really have one step left to do. What you want to do, this little panel in front of his face, pull that back, and that will bring his whole chest down. Take that panel, fold it up, and it will clip, and it will ratchet into the chest itself, and then you just close that back up, and you are done with the transformation. And in robot mode, he looks really, really good. I don't actually think they did all that much to change the original figure. I think all they've really done is modernized a few points of engineering, and that's really it. I mean, I've seen videos of the original figure, and it's pretty close to this. This is pretty much just the original figure with a few minor changes made. Obviously, this guy has working knees and everything. Speaking of which, as far as articulation goes, the head is on a swivel, not a ball joint, so he can't look up, can't look down, but he can do a full 360. The shoulder pads here are able to move. You can move this up if you want to get some forward motion. If you want to get outward motion, you have that. These do not rotate, unfortunately, which I would prefer because I've never been a fan of just the whole, well, you just got to move this and hope that everything stays in place. He does have a bicep swivel and a wrist swivel, but there it is. You can kind of see it there. That's another thing I really am not a fan of. This guy's shoulders, because of the way they work, don't tab in all that well. He does have a waist rotation. The tank turret does get in the way of it. You do get a ratcheted kick at the thigh. It goes about 90 degrees forward. You do get an outward kick. Again, the turret does get in the way. And you do get about 45 at the backward. So pretty good articulation. You also get a thigh swivel. And the knee, you get about right at a 90 degree. And that is also ratcheted very nicely. And nothing at, well, no, you do get an ankle, but it is extremely tight. It does tab in there, but you do get an ankle pivot. So nothing insane. He's not like the most articulated figure that Hasbro's come out with, but he is definitely very well articulated. I'll get him situated here. He does have one hand that is molded differently. I am not sure why. Someone in the comments could probably explain that to me. But he does actually have a gimmick. So he can obviously do the Minicon thing where the cannon comes from his side and he shoots like that. That's obviously something he could do. But he can also do the thing where he brings his whole assembly towards the front of his chest. What you want to do, get that folded to where it's like this, and you just want to rotate this entire center assembly here 180. So you want to just don't rotate at the waist, because then he's just going to be facing backwards. You want to rotate at that center section, and it's easier said than done. You have to move things to get out of the way. And then there's that. If I can get him situated, make sure everything is where it needs to be. There we go. And then you just take the tank turret, point it forward, take the aforementioned gun, point it forward, and rotate it. And then there you go. You have his gimmick from the original show. It even still maintains the rotation of the turret. It doesn't get the full 360, but it does get enough. If you want to do some stop motion, you could do something there. So With all that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and get him back into his regular mode, into his regular robot mode real quick, so we can get to some size comparisons. So for size comparison, here he is next to, let's see if we can get him both in frame here, Studio Series Brawn from the Bumblebee movie. As you can see, he doubles him in height, basically. Here he is next to the Voyager class Revenge of the Fallen Megatron that I custom painted. I made a video on that. Check it out if you want. As you can see, he is head-wise. Where the head is, he is a Voyager height. He's a Voyager class robot height-wise. It's the vehicle mode and I believe the parts count that pushes him into that leader size price. Speaking of leader class, let's go ahead and get Grimlock over here. And there he is next to Age of Extinction Grimlock. And as you can see, Grimlock is quite a bit taller than him at the head. The shoulder pads do make Megatron as tall, but still a little bit shorter. So, getting him out of the way. That has been my review of the Legacy Evolution Armada Universe Megatron. He is a really good figure. I really do like him. This guy is in the running for probably one of, if not my favorite leader class figures of all time. I would like to get the Commander Optimus Prime, but that thing is just out of my price range right now, and no stores in my area are selling him anyway, so without further ado, that has been the review, and I will see you guys some other time.